So once you bring them up, that's what you're supposed to only talk about. That's how they said if they're such a fucking expert on behavior and how Christians are supposed to conduct themselves in all manners, don't find me on a pier fishing. That's not why people go to the pier, and just not why you go. Like, you're trying to understand why people are trying to break away in any way. It's like I'm end up telling them shit like they can't believe right now for them to think about it for decades. Like, why does the Army Corps of Engineers take over recreational areas and lakes and shit? See all those campgrounds just languishing, just, all covered in pine needles. This is like nobody. So they'd be like, oh, you're not supposed to, well, what am I supposed to talk about then? Black Lives Matters? Like, you trying to clone? Like, they found me when I'm trying to get away from them and act like they're irritated by me and they wanted to get away from me. Your subjects have to be renewed on a yearly basis so you can talk about it fresh. You can only talk about a grill, a car, or sports. But if you talked about finance and fashion, you could probably talk forever. But since you don't know how to talk about that, then you get that. And I know how to talk about that plus 2 things more, apparently now. I mean, I could say it's a lot more, but now I have to deal with this formulated opinion based on what they can talk about plus 2 things extra that you might insert, because I don't have no like decorum to know that you're not supposed to bring up those 2 things. But see, those 2 things is like, I guess they're for when you go to the bar. It's okay to talk about politics and religion in the bar. They're doing it a lot. Nobody can resist. In the lunch line, they go to the homeless line. Somebody's really popping off to themselves. Or approaching you or just telling you some stuff. You're doing this, that. There's going to be this, and that. Everybody, politics. So acting like you want to get away from it, and I'm supposed to assume that it's my fault that you solicit opinion. You say, why do you believe this Jesus? Who is the, like, prove this, prove that? I want to know. They're asking you shit. They end up being the reason why you talk about it more. So then you may not want the responsibility, because then you have to show and proof that you live that life. You're about that life. Everything. Like, we know we're both not about that life, but you're telling me we can't talk about shit. You're worser than whatever it is that you think that I'm doing or not supposed to be doing. You're worse than that, because I'm telling you what I actually believe, and who knows what you actually think. You say that you're waiting for facts and information, and you're actually waiting for approvals to come from, but like shit floats downstream, but it doesn't find you on vacation. Shit floats downstream at work. So I'm on vacation making them work because I know 2 more things that you could talk about. But yeah, I mean, because I can't go into, but none of us could though. We're all there dressed in shrabs. Everybody's dressed in shrabs. So when they said that thing about, like, you talk about religion now, that's your area, then, like, almost telling me to go away. Like, when we want to talk about religion, we'll bring you back. And I was like, well, shit, if you're not on probation, you can hit this weed. Yeah, that's why I said, you can hit this weed if you're not on probation. He said, motherfucker, I don't know you. You don't know me. So I look like this dude I talked to last time, like a few months ago. So, because I'm wrong, I'm a big idiot. But you're filling fucking profiles and shit. You were profiling me. You profile me as only supposed to talk about Christians, or you're like, thanks for your anecdotes, but we appreciate it, but right now it's not the time. And I don't even know, like, what are you telling me to do? Leave the pier? And my shit's all right there on the floor. I start being irritating too. I could turn on, my soliloquy out loud, and then start. They would not know if I'm in soliloquy or if I'm trying to irritate them, so we could do this shit. And that's what I did. No, you get fucking exposed to Hannibal lectures instead of little snippets of things. If you want to solicit information from me like that, then act like you don't know why it's applicable. But you're spitting trivialities out, so it's like these true but trivia things that they say when you get close to something. Then they ask you a question, another question to lead you into another area of conversation. So I'm covering all these areas of conversation. By about the fucking fifth or sixth time you change the subject, you got a fresh diaper and swaddling baby, fucking, and a little pink blanket and a pillow. It was like you're fit to, like this. Like, I don't gotta put people to sleep like that on vacation. You're trying to clone my culture. You're trying to say I'm not supposed to, you already, because it's based on Perry Mason. You ask questions with you that lead one to conclude that you already know the answer. Okay, enough of that. Yeah, I spent a little bit of extra time because, I'm not dwelling on shit for the wrong reason. As I said, I made them all leave. I didn't leave. It was implied that I was gonna fuck off. I just irritated them and they all fuck off. Now I'm wrong for talking about it. It's a trip. Fucking, the only thing more trivial than them is ghosts, because ghosts need a life. Like, ghosts got to get a life, so they do trivial. They're fucking trife. They're fucking knocking over stuff, just moving chairs. Like, hang out in the fucking dark and just, I don't know, try to move shit around in different places.